Hello everyone, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, dear community, a warm welcome to this new video. It's great to have you with us again. Today we have an extremely practical set for upgrading balcony power plants in our test. We're talking about an efficient and smart storage solution from Zendure, specifically the SolarFlow. This set, consisting of a unit and storage, promises us extremely high compatibility, efficiency, and a super easy installation, maintenance, and operation. That sounds more than promising, right? In today's video, we'll thoroughly examine what we can truly expect from this Zendure SolarFlow, whether it lives up to its claims, and who might find it worth investing in. For this reason, let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in after the intro. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel for free and hit the bell icon to never miss a video in the future. The current prices can be found, as usual, in the video description below. Thank you for your support, and now let's get started after the intro. I'm sure all of you who own a balcony power plant are familiar with the problem. During the day, when everyone's at work, the sun produces a lot of electricity, but there are no real consumers for it. And in the evening, when everyone's back home using lights, TVs, or computers, a lot of electricity is needed, but the solar panels no longer produce any. To counter this, it makes sense to retrofit a solar storage system. The problem, however, is that if you're not an expert, the installation can not only be extremely complicated, but also very dangerous in case of a short circuit, for example. No worries, Zender has come up with a set consisting of a control unit and storage to make it super easy to retrofit balcony power plants. Now, let's take a closer look at what we can really expect from this set. Starting with the scope of delivery, it's essential to clarify once again that the Zendure SolarFlow is simply a module for retrofitting the storage. This means it does not include solar panels and an inverter. The package includes the PV hub, which is the control unit, one or more storage units, and a bunch of cables. Among these cables are 4 sets of 3-meter-long solar cables. Depending on where you've placed the solar panels, you might need to get longer solar cables. Also included are 2 0.6-meter-long cables for connecting the inverter and, not to forget, the 1.5-meter-long cable for the battery. So, everything necessary is included to put the unit into operation. But before we do that, I suggest we take a closer look at these two elements. Both the control unit, the PV hub, and the battery, the AB1000, are housed in a full metal casing. To me, both elements appear to be made of aluminum die casting, giving them an extremely solid, high quality, and premium impression. Considering their size and weight, both elements still seem quite compact to me, making it easy to store them on the balcony without any issues. Zendure intends for the PV hub, this one here, to be mounted on the wall. We can see 4 small recesses here for screwing it in place, while the battery is meant to be placed on the ground. For that purpose, there are 2 very robust and resistant handles on the sides for lifting and 4 rubberized feet on the underside. I've also measured the weight for you. The PV hub weighs 4.9 kilograms and the AB1000 battery weighs a total of 11.7 kilograms. In my opinion, this combined weight is manageable enough to quickly transport both elements from point A to point B. And let's not forget, both the battery and the PV hub are IP65 certified, meaning they're completely splash-proof, making them ideal for outdoor use such as on a balcony. So much for the external features. Now, let's take a quick look at the installation so that we can then put the Zendure SolarFlow into operation. As promised by Zendure, the installation or connection to our existing balcony power plant is incredibly easy. However, you should plan for at least half an hour for this process. In the first step, we look for a suitable location for our SolarFlow system. It's worth mentioning that both the hub and the battery should perhaps not be placed directly in the sun to increase their lifespan. Also, it's important to note that we have only one 1.5 meter long cable, which means the battery must also be within reach. Once we find the perfect spot, we mount the PV hub to the wall using the included plugs and screws. In the next step, we connect the PV hub to the battery using the 1.5 meter long cable, which involves simple click operations. This means we attach the cable's connector to the battery and then to the PV hub, effectively linking both elements. Next, we connect the PV hub to the microinverter or inverter. On the right side, we have two outputs, and as mentioned earlier, we have two 60 centimeter long cables included in the package to connect the inverter to the grid. Finally, on the left side, we connect the solar panels to our PV hub. It's worth mentioning that the PV hub has two inputs for PV modules equipped with NC4 connectors. Additionally, we have a maximum input power of 400 watts per channel and a voltage range of 16 to 60 volts. This means we can use all standard marketable solar modules for balcony power plants here, thanks to the NC4 connectors and the voltage/power compatibility. In my case, for example, I've connected two solar modules to one channel, which doesn't exceed the total 400 watts. So that's the technical installation done. Now, let's continue with the setup, and then the whole system will be ready for use. The setup process is entirely done through the Zender app, which can be easily downloaded by scanning the QR code in the user manual. Install the app, create a free user account, and then we can add our solar flow system. The app will guide us through all the necessary steps to connect the system to our Wi-Fi or via Bluetooth. It's crucial not to forget to mount the small antenna at the bottom of the PV hub to ensure maximum reception. Once connected to our network, it'll take a moment and then we can access our PV hub using the Zender app. Now, on the home page, we can see our new solar flow system. But before we can start, there's one final step. We need to tell the system which microinverter we're using and its power capacity. We can adjust the power from 100 to 1200 watts in 100 watt increments. Important to mention, in Germany, only 600 watts are permitted for balcony power plants. Anything above that requires installation by an electrician. Lastly, under the settings section, we can check for and install the latest updates for both the PV hub and the battery, so they're up to date with the latest technology, and now the device is ready for use. For those who feel that went a bit too fast, I'll link a separate detailed video where I demonstrate how to install and set up the Zender Solar Flow and what to consider. You'll find it in the top right corner of the info card. All in all, I can say the system installation is relatively straightforward once you've taken care of certain aspects, such as ensuring that the Wi-Fi is open for new devices. Otherwise, you can also connect via Bluetooth, which I find even easier than Wi-Fi. Once the system is fully connected and installed, it starts working. The battery gets charged and the remaining electricity is automatically fed into our home network. I should mention that there are various settings in the app that allow us to determine when the battery should charge, whether it should be charged at all, or how the entire system should behave. All system settings are done exclusively through the Zender app, as there isn't much we can do on the hub or the battery itself. There's only a small rubberized button in the middle for activating and deactivating. So the Zender app becomes our main tool for making system adjustments or reading data. And I must say, in this regard, there's not much to complain about because the app is nicely organized and user-friendly in my opinion. It works and provides enough customization options. Occasionally, there are some points that could definitely be further optimized, such as translations or more advanced settings. One aspect that I find particularly well done is the graphical representation and presentation of the data. Once you click on your solar flow, you land on a page where real-time information is displayed, showing how much electricity is currently being produced by the solar panels, how much is being fed into the home network through the inverter, and how much is currently flowing into the battery. Equally impressive, I can also review data from the past days, weeks, or months to see how the system performed in terms of production, feeding, or storing of energy. The app uses animations and multi-layered charts, providing a visually appealing and comprehensive representation of both current and historical data. This is excellent for data analysis. Additionally, I can customize the system according to my personal needs. As of the current status of the video, the app offers 3 modes to choose from: and some of them can even be further customized. Mode number 1 is the battery priority mode. As the name suggests, the PV hub ensures that the battery has priority. This means a significant portion of the electricity is first directed to the battery to charge it to a certain level, like 100%. After that, any excess electricity goes directly to the home network. Option number 2 is the time-based mode. This mode allows me to specify the power level I want at different times of the day. For instance, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., I might want only 100 watts, and from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., I might want a constant 400 watts. The app enables me to set these power levels so that the inverter automatically adjusts the output accordingly. Lastly, option number 3 is the intelligent mode, where the PV hub autonomously decides when and how much power to feed into the home network automatically. For this purpose, Zender offers practical extensions like this socket adapter. It also connects to the Wi-Fi and is placed in front of a device such as my television. When this adapter senses that, for example, 200 or 300 watts are being drawn, it sends the information to the PV hub, which then knows to supply 200 or 300 watts to fully power the device. In this way, the entire system becomes smart home capable. Personally, I would recommend using the battery priority mode, where the battery is automatically prioritized, allowing it to be utilized effectively in the evening. Speaking of the battery, the heart of this entire system is right here, the AB1000. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery with a total capacity of 960 watt-hours. The system, based on lithium iron phosphate cells, offers several advantages. Firstly, it has a high cycle count of around 3,000 cycles, which the battery can easily withstand. Additionally, if the capacity of 960 watt-hours is insufficient, it can easily be expanded by connecting additional batteries using the connection at the top, as mentioned earlier, that connects to the PV hub. Looking at the bottom, you can see another contact point under the rubber cover. So if you have 2, 3, or 4 of these batteries, I can simply stack them on top of each other. They automatically connect, act as one unit, and provide a maximum capacity of 3,840 watt-hours with 4 batteries. This is what makes the system extremely practical and user-friendly, as there's no need for complex wiring or soldering. It's just a plug-and-play process. Stack the batteries, connect a cable, and the whole system is ready for use. Not to forget, there's an incredible 10-year warranty on both the battery and the PV hub, which is a significant highlight mentioned prominently on the Zendure website. In conclusion, I must admit that I'm truly impressed with this system. Of course, it comes with a relatively high price tag, which cannot be ignored. However, considering the fantastic storage system, its extreme user-friendliness, flexibility, and its compatibility with almost any balcony power plant, it's definitely worth considering. For those who already own a balcony power plant and want to enhance its efficiency with a storage solution without the hassle of complicated installations, I highly recommend this Zender system. That concludes our review of the new solar flow system from Zendure. Now, I'm eager to know your thoughts. Do you have any experience with this system? Please share your opinions in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. If you enjoyed the video, show your support with a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel for free and hit the bell icon to stay updated. The current prices can be found in the video description below. Thank you for your support, and until next time, take care and goodbye.